Hey guys, Brad Danger here, and close your eyes for a second and just pretend you're strolling down a city street, maybe sipping your coffee, sunshine, and birds chip in when suddenly, BAM! Yeah, a giant SUV nearly grazes your arm while trying to parallel park. Terrifying, I say, right? And it's no fluke. Americans' obsession with supersized SUVs and pickup trucks is undoing decades of progress in making our streets safer, cleaner, and actually pleasant to exist on. These oversized light trucks aren't just annoying, they are making cities deadlier, dirtier, and way more congested. And here's the shocking part, you guys. Almost 80% of all new vehicle sales in the US are now SUVs or pickups, up from about half just a decade ago. Automakers have basically killed off normal cars so that they can sell us glorified tanks. But why should you care if your neighbor wants to drive a 3-ton chrome brick? Because, well, their personal choice makes roads worse and less safe for everyone else. These monsters are like bullies on the playground, and they're literally killing people every single day. Today, we're breaking down why we got here, how these behemoths are so bad for society, and what it'll take to fix it. I'm Brad Danger. This is Ideal. Like, subscribe, and let's start off with, how did trucks actually get so ridiculously big? Okay, if you jump into the time machine and go 88 miles per hour back to the 1980s, you'll see sedans, you'll see wagons, maybe a minivan or three. Pickup trucks, mostly owned by contractors or farmers. Fast forward to now, and it's a wall-to-wall SUV and truck fest everywhere. So what happened? Short answer, loopholes, lobbying, and marketing BS. It all started with something hilariously called the chicken tax. Back in 1964, the US slapped a 25% tariff on imported light trucks as payback after Europe taxed American chicken exports. This revenge tariff protected domestic automakers and opened a loophole big enough to drive a Silverado through. Because light trucks were labeled as work vehicles, they got looser safety and fuel rules. When fuel efficiency standards arrived in the 1970s, automakers fought hard to keep that separation. They claimed trucks were for hard-working Americans, not suburban parents. That little carve-out let them dodge stricter regulations, and once they saw the profit margins, boom, the industry went all in. By the 1990s, the formula was simple. Slap a roof on a truck frame, throw in leather seats, call it an SUV, and print money. Early SUVs like the Explorer and Tahoe were just pickups in fancy clothes. But buyers loved the illusion of power. Marketing finished the job. SUVs were sold as freedom, protection, and toughness all rolled into one. Men were told it made them manly. Women were told it kept their families safe. By 2010, SUVs and trucks dominated US roads, and Ford even killed most sedans entirely. Now the infection's gone global. Europe's streets are choking on Range Rovers too wide for the... And real quick, there's nothing like a little Huracan Performante V10 in the morning. Okay, if you've ever imagined yourself turning heads in a jaw-dropping supercar, you are in the right place. Sign up. Sign up for the Ideal Collective. Right now, it is completely free, and I've linked to it in the pinned first comment down below. And just by signing up, you'll be the first to know about the giveaway. Spots are limited, so sign up today. Again, it's in the pinned first comment, and now, back to the show. Road. Okay, here is the brutal truth. The pickups feel safe because you're sitting up high in a fortress of metal, but that safety only applies to the driver, and even that's kind of debatable. For everyone else, though, these vehicles are lethal. Start with pedestrians. When a regular car hits a person, the bumper usually hits at leg level, maybe knocking the victim onto the hood. Painful, but survivable. An SUV, it hits your torso or head, right where your vital organs live. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety found that SUVs and pickups are 2 to 3 times more likely to kill pedestrians in a crash than smaller cars. Since SUVs took over, US pedestrian deaths have surged to over 7,500 a year, the highest in 4 decades. Researchers directly link that spike to taller, heavier front ends. These hoods are so high that they create enormous blind zones. Tests show that from the driver's seat of a full-size pickup, a row of preschoolers can stand directly in front of the vehicle and remain completely invisible. And it's not theoretical. Over 500 American children have been killed in front-over accidents, run over by their parents' or neighbors' SUVs in driveways. Automakers try to patch the issue with front cameras and sensors, but let's be honest. If you need radar to see a toddler standing 3 feet in front of your car, maybe your car's too tall. Crash safety between vehicles isn't any better. When a big truck collides with a small car, it rides over the car's crumple zones and crushes the cabin. Studies show that being hit by a pickup instead of another car dramatically increases your odds of dying. The mismatch is baked in. Physics doesn't care about marketing, even for truck drivers. It's not all sunshine and chrome. SUVs have a much higher risk of rollovers thanks to their top-heavy design. Rollovers are some of the deadliest crashes on record. Early SUVs were so bad at this, looking at you, Ford Explorer, that entire safety reform movement started because of them. Stability control has improved things, but physics is still physics. And then there's driver behavior. Because these vehicles project dominance, some people drive them like they're invincible. Road rage incidents, tailgating, speeding, it's all amplified when you feel like a tank commander. Former NASA engineer Mark Robber once did an experiment leaving fake animals on the road. 89% of drivers who intentionally ran them over were in SUVs or trucks. That's horrifying. The irony? The more safe everyone tries to feel by buying bigger vehicles, the more dangerous the roads become for everyone. It's an arms race and nobody wins. Oversized trucks aren't just dangerous, they're wildly impractical as well. City streets and parking spots were built for normal cars, not 17-foot chrome dinosaurs. A Cadillac Escalade barely fits garages and blocks sightlines. Pulling out beside a lifted F-250 feels like peeking around a billboard. That bulk clogs traffic. Every extra foot reduces roadway capacity, multiplying into slower commutes, tighter intersections, and costly retrofits. Parking is a mess. Long beds hang over sidewalks, blocking pedestrians and wheelchair users. In dense neighborhoods, trucks hog 2 spaces or stick into crosswalks. Street-parked rigs make it harder for everyone to see and move safely. When your neighbor's Silverado straddles the line, the whole block pays. They're wasteful too. Big SUVs often return 15 to 20 miles per gallon in town, while a mid-size sedan manages 30 plus. Multiply that inefficiency by millions, and the climate math goes sideways. The IEA says SUV emissions are the second largest driver of global carbon growth. If SUVs were a country, they'd rank around 6th for pollution. Electric won't bail out the bloat. The GMC Hummer EV weighs over 9,000 pounds. Its battery alone outweighs an entire Honda Civic, chewing roads and resources. Zero tailpipe doesn't mean zero impact, and they're wallet drainers. The average new pickup runs over 50 grand on 7-year loans, plus gas, insurance, and tires. Meanwhile, a humble Outback hauls more, sips less, and costs half. I mean, let's be real. Some people genuinely need a truck, but way less people than the people that actually own them. Farmers, builders, folks towing horse trailers, you get a pass. But data shows that 2/3 of pickup owners rarely or never tow anything, and about 1/3 never even use their bed. So what are they hauling? Mostly groceries and ego. Manufacturers know this. That's why modern pickups have plush interiors, touchscreens, and heated massaging seats. Features that make zero sense for a job site. They're selling lifestyle, not utility. For most families, wagons and minivans make far more sense. A minivan can haul 7 people, bikes, and luggage comfortably while getting decent gas mileage. Fold the seats and it's a cargo van. And wagons? They're basically SUVs with better handling and lower roofs. Fun fact, a Subaru Outback actually has more usable cargo space behind its seats than a Cadillac Escalade. Efficiency beats excess every time. Yet automakers killed wagons and stigmatized minivans as uncool. They convinced us that adventure requires 4-wheel drive and 22-inch wheels. Meanwhile, European families happily cruise around in diesel wagons towing campers just fine. Americans bought the myth, and now we're stuck paying for it in gas, insurance, and safety. Even occasional hauling isn't a great excuse. Need to move furniture? Rent a Home Depot truck for $20? Need to tow a boat twice a year? Borrow or rent a midsize SUV with a hitch? Buying a 7,000-pound vehicle for one weekend task is financial madness. So, are we doomed to live in a world of rolling fortresses? Maybe, but maybe not. 1. Fix the loopholes. Regulators need to stop treating SUVs and pickups like farm tools. If it's used as a family car, regulate it like one. Enforce pedestrian safety design rules, mandate bumper height compatibility, and stop giving light trucks easier fuel standards. Europe already does this. It's time the US caught up. 2. Weight-based fees. Some cities, like Washington, D.C., now charge higher registration fees for heavy vehicles. It's simple. The heavier your truck, the more you pay. That revenue can fund safer street design or public transit. 3. Smarter tech. Mandatory pedestrian detection systems, low-speed automatic braking, and 360-degree cameras could prevent thousands of deaths, but only if they're required across all models. Safety shouldn't be an optional luxury package. 4. Urban design. Cities can push back by setting size or weight limits in dense areas, enforcing lower speed limits, and building protected bike and pedestrian lanes. Paris recently voted to triple parking fees for oversized SUVs downtown. That's one way to send a message. 5. Culture change. The hardest fix is changing minds. We have to stop glorifying vehicles that look like battering rams. Media, influencers, and enthusiasts can help shift perception. Make wagons cool again. Celebrate efficiency and smart design instead of brute size. Grassroots movements are popping up too. Activists like the tire extinguishers in Europe are literally deflating SUV tires to protest urban bloat. I'm not saying go/tires, but that level of frustration shows people are done tolerating this nonsense. The rise of giant trucks wasn't inevitable. It was engineered by marketing and loopholes. That means we can unengineer it, right? I mean, our cities should be designed for people, not just vehicles. Right now, we're kind of going backwards, turning every street into a game of Frogger where the trucks always win. But change is definitely possible, guys. Governments can tighten rules, cities can redesign streets, and consumers, yeah, you and me, but I don't own a truck, well, we can make smarter choices. You don't need a 7,000-pound fortress to survive the grocery run. You just need common sense and maybe a little humility. Because driving a massive truck in a downtown parking lot doesn't make you tough. Makes you kind of look ridiculous. So let's cool it with the rolling fortresses, the rolling coal, and bring back sensible cars and build cities where people can walk without fear for their lives. Drive smart, be aware, and please don't be the guy blocking my driveway in your F-250. And remember to go to winthisIdealcar.com to get entered for free to win my dream car. And if you like this video, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. Check out these vids over here. I'm Brad Danger. This is Ideal. Catch you next week and promise one thing. Keep living the ideal lifestyle.